Also this hour, thousands packed the main square of the capital, taking part in a day of mourning for the scores of people killed in the unrest which swept the president of Kyrgyzstan from power. The first funerals have also been taking place as the interim government continues to struggle to restore order. More than 70 people were killed in the violence which forced President Zalmayev to flee the capital. He's refused to resign but has offered to talk to the opposition, which has set up the interim government. Rehan Dmitry is in Bishkek for us and sent this report.
We are in one of the hospital wards. This is the biggest hospital in Bishkek, where the majority of those who had gunshots, gun wounds, they were taken here. And there are 3 patients in this ward with gun wounds. As you can see, they're young-looking men. And here's one of them. Maybe we'll talk to him. Do you remember when you got injured?
It
was on the main square. It seems to me that snipers shot from the roof of the White House. In short, the government shot us all as if we were dogs.
There's another patient in this ward who doctors say has barely survived. He had very bad injuries and was almost dying on Wednesday. Здравствуйте. Hi. Can you tell us how you're feeling now?
I
feel very bad. I feel dizzy. They shot me in my leg. Snipers shot me from the top of the White House. They also shot 3 other people who were near me, and then I fell down and lost consciousness. We didn't go there to have fun. I went there for my son, so that he can have a brighter future, get an education, get a job, and find happiness in Kyrgyzstan.
That report from our correspondent Rehan Dmitry, who is reporting there from Bishkek. Let's talk some more about all that. I'm joined from New York by Peter Zalmayev, Director of Eurasia Democracy Initiative. I suppose what all this has done is it's highlighted, hasn't it, just what a mess in terms of democracy that whole region is.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's been quite a mixed bag. In fact, ironically, Kyrgyzstan has been one country which has been praised as an island of democracy, and as we have seen, it's by far the most volatile, the weakest link in that whole region.
President Bakiev, I remember initially, was of course backed by the West when he took over power from his predecessor, President Akayev. What went wrong?
Well, in fact, we have a sense of déjà vu, which is quite palpable that we have observed in the last few days. When he came to power as a result of the Tulip Revolution of 2005, his main claim against Akayev, his predecessor, was that he negotiated an untransparent and corrupt deal with the U.S. government over the rental of the military base in Kyrgyzstan. Right now, Bakiev, stands accused of quite the same, of misappropriating funds and using money to line up his own pockets and the pockets of his extended family from a deal that he recently renegotiated with the Pentagon.
I mean, it's not just in Kyrgyzstan where there are problems like this. You could look at Uzbekistan, you could look at Kazakhstan, you could look at Tajikistan. They all suffer from a lack of very open democracy. Should we see this as a legacy of the Soviet period, the collapse of communism and what came afterwards?
Well, I would say that actually I would see the situation quite differently. In fact, the Soviet influence, the single-party control which Moscow exercised over the republics had a rather restraining influence on the national elites of these countries. You know, in the early 90s, when these republics became independent states, these former party bosses became rulers of their own domain. They ran their countries as their personal fiefdoms and have been able to amass vast fortunes from inflows of direct foreign investment, from contracts with oil companies, and in the case of Kyrgyzstan, by renting out their territory for use by the Pentagon and NATO.
So what's the future for these Central Asian countries? Obviously, in the case of Kyrgyzstan, presumably Russia now will be vying to increase its influence there. It is important for Russia.
Well, absolutely, and I believe that the lesson for Western powers, in particular for the Pentagon, is that placating with these regimes, with sweetheart deals, with contracts, private contracts, does not guarantee long-term stability of relations with these countries. We need greater transparency, We need greater accountability in the West's relations with these countries.
Peter Zalmayev, thank you very much indeed for joining us. You're watching World News Today.